I've done a lot of challenging events in my career so far, including filming I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here in Australia, which involved living in the bush for a month. And I've ran marathons, I've been part of the Russian circus, and now I get to add Clipper to that list of odd things. And I would say it's probably been the most challenging thing that I've done so far, just because it's a lot to learn, it's a lot to take on, but it's also been the most rewarding.
Oh, here we go. I'm slightly nervous about. Oh wow. Okay, it's pretty small. That's a nice kitchen. Oh wow. Okay, the sleeping areas are small, huh?
That's it, yeah, it's only basically
no
half
walk-in
the boat,
wardrobe, I suppose.
No,
no walk-in wardrobe.
You'll find your wardrobes just by your bunk, actually.
Okay, so that's the loo.
Or the closest you get.
Wow. Oh my.
That is actually...
What are you looking at? That's a good night's sleep right there.
There's so many amazing things to being part of the Clipper race that you don't necessarily think of before you sign up. You don't think of all the team building, you don't think of all the people, you don't think of the things that you learn about yourself along the way. There's a lot more to this than initially I had thought, at least.
So, positives about sailing: you get good arms, you get very strong, you eat a lot of very bad food, because you don't have the option of healthy food, which is kind of nice in a way, because normally you're like, oh, I shouldn't eat that because, I'll get fat. But in this case, you kind of have to. So you just accept it and enjoy.
See that.
Working as a model, my days are long hours, but everything is all very glamorous, or at least looks glamorous. With sailing, it really is the complete opposite. It doesn't matter what you look like, it is all about getting nitty-gritty and stuck in with the task at hand. So I guess that's been really refreshing for me, because you just don't have time to care about things like that, and that's been one of the most enjoyable things, I would say, about learning to sail.
We're going to do the engine drill now, which is something that gets done every day. Not every day by me, thank goodness, but the responsibility is rotated.
I would say the hardest part of the training is actually probably learning the nautical language, simply because for the first few days I just didn't know what was going on. Everyone was talking about the starboard and the port and the bow and the stern, and I was thinking, what on earth are they talking about? And most of the people on the boat had a little bit of sailing experience, to the point where they knew left from right. But I had no idea. I really was brand spanking new to all this. But I think after the first week, I started to get to grips with all of that. And then once I knew that, it was kind of just repetition and reminding myself and keeping motivated. There's lots of things I'm looking forward to about the race, actually. I'm looking forward to meeting my team. I'm looking forward to joining Team Garmin, who would have already done pretty much the bulk of the race by the time that I join them, which is good. They'll know what they're doing, so they can put up with me. I'm looking forward to getting back stuck into sea life, because I'm really going to miss it. Today's my last day here, and I'm really sad to be leaving, actually, which on day one, if you told me that I was actually going to be sad to be finishing training, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have just been like, no way, but I've fallen in love with it a bit, and it's been a lot of fun. So I think I'm looking forward to getting back stuck into it and crossing the finish line and partying with everybody at the end of the race. Not to sound too cheesy, but I genuinely took this from the experience of doing the training. I think sailing makes you a better person. I just feel like it brings out that kind of inner team strength that we all have in us. As a self-employed person, I'm very used to working on my own and very much having everything according to, well, if it works for me, if I can do this, and it's always I. And in this kind of scenario, you just can't think like that. You've got to, there's so much heavy equipment on that boat. I can't lift it on my own. If the person next to me doesn't want to lift it, we're just not going to lift it, and we're just not going to go anywhere. And so it doesn't force you, but it brings out the best in you. And I feel like I made so many new friends, and I've made so much progress in my team building skills, which is just something I've never really done in my life, or at least where I've actually gone, wow, I'm changing as a person, and I think for the better.